It's August 11th, and the Dodgers look to continue pounding it on the Giants today. But before we get into the pitching matchups and the lineups, there's just a few quick notes from around the league. Tim Anderson was put on the 10-day IL today with a sore knee. I know there's a group of Dodger fans out there that want them to trade for Tim Anderson, so that's just something to keep an eye on. The second note is Dave Roberts said that the Dodgers could be without Pepio and Gonsolin until early May. Gonsolin, I believe, threw a bullpen session the other day, and he won't start a rehab assignment for potentially a couple more weeks. So it looks like we'll be seeing a lot more Michael Grove. I know there's some that want Gavin Stone to be called up. I don't think they're going to rush him up. I think they're going to let him marinate a little bit down in AAA. And Bobby Miller hasn't started pitching, so really I don't foresee many reinforcements coming for Michael Grove. And I know there's some concern about his last start, but honestly, that's what your fifth starter's for. He's there. He's not gonna, like, the way it lines up. You hope he doesn't go up. You don't get like a DeGrom versus Michael Grove matchup, or a Yu Darvish Michael Grove matchup. You hope that Michael Grove goes up against a team's fourth or fifth starter, and that way the offense and the bullpen can kind of pick him up, and you still give the Dodgers a chance. That's not to say I dislike Michael Grove. I'm just explaining that as a fifth starter, I'm completely okay with him there right now. With that, though, those are the only notes I have. We do sport a couple of Dodgers on the mound, or at least one ex-Dodger. We have Dustin May versus Alex Wood today, the left-hander. For Alex Wood, we have a sinker slider change in that order. That's his pitch mix. The sinker and slider are his predominant pitch, and he throws a change a little less than 20% of the time. Dodgers have seen him before. They've hit him before. It should be a fun matchup. He is left-handed, and if you taking a quick peek at the lineup, you'll notice some interesting additions and or omissions. And for Dustin May, just looking for more of the same. So let's get into the lineup really fast. In right field and leading off, Mookie Betts. Continuing on with the usual suspects, Freddie Freeman's going to be at first. Will Smith will be behind the dish. JD Martinez moves up to the four hole as the designated hitter. Trace Thompson all the way up to the five spot and in center field. Miguel Vargas is at second base. Chris Taylor will be at third base as Max Muncy gets a blow today. James Outman will be in left field against the left-hander, so that's fun. And Miguel Rojas is at shortstop, rounding things out. For the Giants, I should say, Lamont Wade Jr. leads things off against the Dodgers at first base. Michael Conforto's in right field. J.D. Davis is at third base. Former Dodger and famed leadoff hitter for the Dodgers, Jock Peterson, will be the DH and in the cleanup role. Mike Yastrzemski will be in left field. David Villar will be at second base. Brandon Crawford will be at shortstop. Blake Sabol will be behind the dish. And Bryce Johnson will be finishing things off in center field. A very left-handed lineup for the Giants today, with J.D. Davis and David Villar being the only true right-handed batters. And on the flip side for the Dodgers, a very right-handed lineup going up against the left-hander Alex Wood. So a couple notes about the lineup for the Dodgers. Like I said, Max Muncy on the bench today. Imagine he'll be available late in the game if the situation calls for it. It looks like Doc has adopted a rule. If you hit 3 home runs in a game, you get to start the next day. That does not apply for 2 home runs in a game. So Max Muncy is going to get a little bit of a break today. And James Outman is getting the nod today in left field over Jason Hayward or David Peralta. That kind of just says, or that shows what the Dodgers think of him currently. They want to give him a shot against a left-hander. He has been producing. He's been taking his walks. He's looked like all of his at-bats have been very competitive. So that's really, it's nice to see that it's paying off and that he's getting the opportunity. I hope he makes the most of it. For the bullpen availability tonight, we do have, barring injury or anything strange, Evan Phillips, Gratterall, Shelby Miller, and Caleb Ferguson are for sure available tonight. They did not pitch yesterday. I would expect, if all goes well with Dustin May, that we'll see Evan Phillips, Gratterall, and Caleb Ferguson at some point tonight. Maybe not Ferguson. Maybe they'll just roll all righties with Phillips, Gratterall. We will definitely see Ferguson tonight with the left-handed heavy lineup. That would make the most sense, is that maybe he comes in relief for Dustin May. So with the bullpen availability and Dustin May on the mound, I like the Dodgers pitching staff or pitching availability tonight, and I think they've put themselves in a really good spot today. If Trace Thompson can show that he hits left-handers, I mean JD Martinez. Sorry, there's two JDs playing today. If JD Martinez continues as he's done his whole career and match left-handers, he should have a big night. I like the bullpen. I like who's on the mound. I don't mind this lineup. I really do like that James Outman is getting the nod tonight. So hoping and looking forward to some big things for the boys in blue today. Tune in tomorrow for the next pregame.